Hello, coucou. First thing first, allora, il corso è in inglese perché abbiamo varie persone che parlano francese, inglese, quindi è con il mio orribile inglese. So, sorry, I was welcoming F. Che preferisci, F o Fra?
No, va bene, Fra. Scusate,
Va-
non pensavo che ci fosse così tanta luce.
No, non ti volevo mettere on the spot, ma...
No, no, no. Fra, va bene,
Fra.
Fra, sì.
Okay. So I was welcoming Fra, who's coming for the first time. Last time, 2 times ago, we welcomed Paula and Sol. Lucy is a veteran of graphic journal. There are some people missing today, but I guess we can start. So the class is recorded, so I can put the replay on Patreon, and it's private for Patreon. Ok, qua vedo, I see, no, sorry, il messaggio di Sol. Ok, so before we start, okay, it's so hot. Before we start, as usual, everybody has their journal and favorite pen and pencil. You can, do you have something to drink? Everything, piccolo tè. So before we start, what we are going to do, as usual, it will be a very small meditation, like just a way to come back here to this moment. What we can do is like what we often do is like we open the journal as the new page, we keep all the things we have like handy, and then we just take the time to come with the butt on the chair. We can just, if you want, you can close the eyes. If you don't, you can just like relax the eyelid and look your knees or your feet. We just take like 5 minutes to slow down the breathing. Notice the air that comes in through our nose and out through our nose. You can drop the shoulder, lift the hands where they fall naturally, like on your lap or on your thighs. We are just taking this 1 hour and a half for our graphic journaling practice. So we forget or we put on pause what is before and what is after. We are going to just few times, we are going to breathe in and we are going to expand our belly, like we push the breath in and we push the air in our belly, like our belly is a balloon. We breathe in, we expand the belly, and when we can't breathe in anymore, we start by squeezing the belly and we start to exhale, breathe out, squeeze the belly, and when there is no air anymore, what you can do is just relax the belly. You will feel the air come back into your lungs naturally. But then we push the breath in a little bit more, so we start to expand the belly again. And then we start to breathe out by drawing the navel to the spine, squeezing the belly. Exhale. And when there is no air anymore, just relax the belly and feel like air coming back again. And continue to inhale, expand the belly. Again, breathe out, squeeze the belly. When you can't breathe out anymore, relax the belly. Relax the lungs. We're going to do this 2 or 3 times more. Everybody has their own rhythm, their own pace. One last time. And when we have finished the last 3 balloon breathing, just breathe normally. Come back to the room. Maybe you can wiggle your toes or your finger, roll the shoulder, and we are going to the next new page on our journal. Pick up your favorite pen or a pencil, and what we are going to do, as usual, we start with a self-portrait. And today the self-portrait will be a way for ourselves to stay in the awareness of the present moment. And so the prompt of this self-portrait of this month will be: draw yourself with the open eyes, and like you can look at yourself, keep the eyes open, and in the same time you use a sort of double attention. You look at your face, and maybe you can go up, like you click on the zoom and you use it as a mirror, or for those who are catching the replay, go in front of a mirror, and then while we draw what we see, we try also to, maybe sometimes we can do it like 100%, but even few glimpses, we try to also see with our inner eyes. We try to look at ourselves, draw ourselves, and in the meantime, we draw what we feel. And this doesn't have to be like drawing little scene, but it's probably maybe the way you are using your hand, maybe it's a more strong way, maybe you feel like you want to go delicate, or maybe in some moment you feel like you want to change and you want to pick up a light color or a dark color. It doesn't have to be like realistic, your drawing, and it's just like we are doing, I don't know how to say it in English, like a check-in. And so we use this seeing, but also feeling in the same time. And what we see and what we feel both come on the page in the vest of a drawing, of a self-portrait. As usual, I'm going to put a timer, and the timer we use in Graphic Journal, for those who already been in the Graphic Journal Club knows, but it's a reminder for everyone. The timer is a container in which we know we are doing the exercise. It's no some like rushing, faster before the timer goes off. It's more like, if I'm doing an exercise, drawing or writing, I stick to the exercise, even if sometimes can be uncomfortable, because I know that at some point the timer will go off and I will be released. So I know that even if I'm enjoying or if I'm like uncomfortable, I know that the sensation is closed in time, into the timer. And one last thing that I say every time is that every time we work in the graphic journal, the thing is that sometimes we work on memories or emotion, and so it can be like maybe can be something like emotional, or can be we can feel like, yes, a discomfort. But remember that every time that the timer goes off, you don't have to stay in the discomfort. You can come back to the present moment, which is a moment in which we are here, the butt on the chair and safe. And so try to stay into this, but also if in any moment you feel like, oh no, it's too much, you can take a pause, and yeah, everybody has their own pace. Okay, let's go to the self-portrait. 2 minutes, it's very short, so just like, and then we will check in. Let's go. This is a check-in of like, how do we feel today? And if in any moment you want to add, everybody, if you want to add a word or a shape, even if it's not like you want to write something, or you just want to put different abstract shape in your self-portrait, you can do it. Okay. So as usual, we always have a sort of theme, and after we did this first self-portrait, it's always like a cool practice to when we don't know what to draw, because it obliges us to come in connection with ourselves. So we always have, I have notes, we always have like a theme, and today I was thinking, like, as always, like September is a sort of like January. It's like those moments in which we back to school, what we want to do, and I guess it's often a lot of pressure, or often, I don't know you, but for me, it's like every summer I'm like, okay, from this autumn, going to the gym every day, and then I'm going this and I'm doing this and all the project, and I don't stay in any project. I don't, after like September 15, all it's like over. And so while I was preparing the class, I was thinking about sometime we think that we want something, or we need to do something in order to be good. But the thing is that if we are not present, like to ourselves, it's very difficult to know our desires. Hello, Justine Marzac. We have some late.
Sorry.
We just did a self-portrait. So the thing is, so the idea of the class of today, I'm reading my notes, was like doing something of trying to understand our desire, but if we don't are present to ourselves, it's very difficult to just translate those desire. So I was thinking about it's difficult like to notice how we relate to desire if we don't have awareness, or also like self-honesty, like don't say lies to ourselves. And also, for example, often we go in autopilot in things we know we should do. For example, for me, every day at the gym, like it's something like an external autopilot that maybe doesn't come from a real desire. So those exercises will also guide us to be curious about what we actually want, so that we can practice honesty in our inner world. So we will explore how desire, attention, self-awareness shape our essence, who we are. And so we will be like observing like who we are right now, what do we long for, and yes, just few exercises to notice all this. So we started from a self-portrait, and the self-portrait exercise was like try to see ourselves, but also check in on how we feel. We are going, before going further, we are going to take maybe, my idea was like taking 1 minute more just to, after we did the self-portrait, just to dig into the feeling on the drawing, like you can add shapes, you can add word, just to take 1 minute more. So maybe Justine, you can, even if it's smaller, you can jump on the train. And for the other, you don't have to draw the self-portrait again, but just like if this exercise would have a title, would be like self-awareness, just observe feelings, shapes, color. Doesn't have to be something real, can be just words, can be just a mood, as my teen daughter would say. Let's take 1 minute to check in with our, because it's very difficult for like change or dig into our desire if you don't see ourselves first. So 1 more minute to complete the first exercise. Let's go. Can be also words. Maybe you set an intention. Okay, so for the next exercise, we are just going to journal a little, and we are just going to make a list. You can divide your page in two if you want, like this. Dov'è? But you can, like one vertical line for the moment. And then on the left side, we are going to write down a list of all the more, what is our most likable or lovable part of ourselves. What are our, those parts that if we were like a shop, those parts of ourselves that we put in the shop window for the selling. As usual, we do often. You can use like journaling. You can answer like by writing, but something is very practical is answering by just doing a shopping list, like a grocery shopping list, not shopping, but just a list, because it goes more fast. It's like, okay, I want to bake cookies. You put your paper and you write down all the ingredients. You don't have to write down, I have to open the oven and mix the flour, because when you are just deciding what to put in the cookies, you just need to know what to buy in the supermarket. I'm not sure if this example is, but it's the same. Like when we ask ourselves those kind of questions, the fact of writing a list, it's more fast. And this is an exercise, this kind of making the list comes from this cartoonist called Linda Berry. And she says that when you put a timer and you answer by a list and you write down everything that comes without giving like, this is important, this is not important. It's a way to go in access more easily to our subconscious, or I don't know. So let's put a 2-minute timer, and on the, sorry, and on the left side of your column, let's answer by a list the question, what is the most likable, lovable parts of me? Okay, let's go. Can be also like what people love me more for. And if you don't know what to write, just start at least putting your pen on the paper, and you can just do spirals. Okay, on the other side of the column, now we are going to take 2 minutes and make a list of those things that make us more unlovable, like those things that if people see this part of myself, they will not love me anymore. If you were a store, it's maybe the part that you could put in the back, in the cave. I don't know. Okay, let's go. Okay, I'm going to put a 2-minute more timer, and we are going to look at those 2 lists, and maybe with a different color. In the next few minutes, we are going to look at those lists. Maybe we need to add something or not, but the thing is that we are going to see if there are things like element on one list on one side and on the other side that can be connected. Maybe you have the same things at 2 opposite on each side, or maybe you want to add something. Everybody is just a check-in with what you wrote down. 2 minutes just to see if there are some of the... Sì.
Scusami, non ho capito.
No, lo dico in italiano perché il mio inglese è un po' bruttino.
Faccio un po' fatica con l'inglese, scusami.
No, non ti preoccupare. I repeat in English, in Italian. Allora, praticamente in teoria hai una lista di tutte le cose per cui le persone ti amano, per cui piaci alle persone, e dall'altra parte la lista di tutte le cose che tu pensi che non siano amabili, non so come si dice in italiano. E adesso prendiamo di nuovo 2 minuti solo per guardare le 2 liste e vedere se magari ci sono su un lato e dall'altro cose che possono unirsi, che magari sono 2 facce della stessa medaglia. Ok, perfect. We are multilingual, French and Paula, you are from?
I'm from Poland. But I know German and I'm learning Spanish, and I was trying to like gather how much I will catch from like Italian, like maybe like half of the meaning I got.
Okay, it's already a lot. Okay, so 2 minutes. You can change the colors if you want to connect some words. It's your journal, you are the artist, you can use different color, you can color code, I don't know. Okay, so this kind of exercise, like there is no judgment, like we don't care if it's true or not true when we put things on paper. Maybe it's true in this moment, and this list will be not true tomorrow. But what we are going to do is like taking a few more minutes to, I don't know if you have, do you still have some space down, these two, see? No, Lucide, you don't have space? If you don't have space, as usual, okay, as usual, what we can do is like, you can turn the page, but every time, if you don't have space, what you can do is like you continue on another paper, and then you scotch it, you tape it, so that you can, you tape it like this, so that then you can fold it and it stays in the same. And also it's very cool when you have a journal in which you do 3D intervention. But we are going to just draw to self-portrait. So as I was saying, those things that we put on paper is just like graphic journal. We all often use it like to think about ourselves, think about the feel, the emotion, and so there is no judgment. Is it true? Is not true? We don't care. It's our space. It's our own. Place. But since we are artists also, so what we are going to do in this page will be draw two self-portrait, like two versions of ourselves. So the one that is in the shop window, in vetrina, dalla vitrine, how do we say, on the list, the first two lists we did, it's ourselves, all the reason we are lovable. And then there is the other part, which is the part of ourselves that we feel it's not very lovable. And we are just going to have fun and explore how this, so it's like self-portrait, but we can also do character. So maybe the part that we think it's unlovable, maybe is a sort of monster, or maybe the part we think is the most lovable is maybe the version of ourselves that we idealize and that we push forward when we go into the world. We are just going to take 5 minutes and just have fun to visualize those two versions of ourselves that may exist at the same time in our art. So maybe 5 minutes. We still have, 5 minutes. Fra, mi stavi dicendo sì?
No, scusami, una cosa stupida forse, però, ma si può, cioè, perché prima pensavo facciamo solo il volto, invece si può usare tutto il corpo.
Sì, puoi anche farlo, a questo punto puoi anche farlo, non è per forza realistico, puoi anche creare una sorta di personaggio solo per... Ok,
Grazie.
ok, let's go. Yes, we can like withdraw those kind of characters. It can be a sort of projection that we have of ourselves in these two different versions. Doesn't mean to, doesn't have to be realistic. Okay, we still have like 20 seconds. Okay, everybody needs more time, or you are okay? Ok. Saul, tu mets un message dans la chat si tu as besoin de plus de temps, ou si tu réponds pas, je pense que c'est ok pour toi. C'est ok pour toi, maman, super, merci. So now, just to close this like self-honesty exercise, what we are going to do is, so everybody took the time to draw these two different characters, like the one which is uber lovable and the other is like the one to put in the cave. So now I want to imagine that you meet these two characters, like it's not two parts of yourself, you just meet them. And we are going to take some minutes to maybe write down in which way the lovable character is unlovable, and in which way the unlovable character is lovable. My pronunciation is unlovable.
Lovable.
Lovable. Okay? Is it? So it's like just an exercise to take a little step back to identification or the different part of our personality, and let's see what happens if we try to find part of one of the others. Okay. 5 minutes.
On the same page?
If you have space, I'm going to put like inside.
Okay.
If you have space, you can put, and it's very welcome to work with tape and paper and scissor if you want to add on the same page. Like if it's maybe it's less abstract, like the unlovable character, in which way is lovable, or also in which way, like, yes, you can have empathy or love for this character, and for the lovable character, in which way you feel it's unlovable, or in which way you feel it's difficult to connect. Like if you can describe the character of these two. Okay, so in this Virgo season class, we are just going to take a few minutes to, like, we came back to our awareness and honesty around what we feel is lovable or not lovable, and we are just going also coming back to this present moment, and we are going to, like, trace a line to the next new page that you have. Maybe you can also go in horizontal. My page is a mess, but maybe you can go horizontal to take all the wide of the page, and imagine that this line is like the time. So like the beginning left of the line is the past, and going to the right, left, no, to the right is the future. And what we are going to do is, like, we are going to draw ourselves in a point in time, in some place in time. Just you can put like a smiley face or draw a sticky figures, or just a point, like, okay, I'm here. You can just like take 30 seconds to do this. And now what we are going to do is, like, taking five minutes to journal about things that we have on our mind. So we often do this in the graphic journal, is like using the paper as a way of, like, downloading, how do you say, like external hard disk, like when the memory is full and then you put on a external memory device. And what we are going to do is just, we are going to free write wherever on your page, in whichever color you go, wherever you want, words, color, symbols. But what I would like you to do is just come back to the present moment, stay on the page, and everything that pops to your mind, from I have to buy cat food to I feel so sad right now because blah, blah, blah. And what we are going to do is we are going to play, and when I don't know if you can see my page, like this is the past, because maybe you see mirror, and this is the future, and this is me. So I'm in this moment, and so now everything I think about, I'm going to write it on the page, related, if it's something from the past, if it's something from the future. So I will leave a section like the present section only if I'm thinking about something of the present. But now all the other things that we want to download on the page will be like put in, like, physically in time. Does it make sense? Dimmi se si capisce il mio inglese. Sì, I'm going to explain once again. I'm going to explain once again in French for Sol, and maybe Fra in italiano.
Io ho capito.
Ah, hai capito? Ok, perfetto.
Sì, grazie.
Ok, alors Sol, c'est qu'on fait, en fait, on a fait une ligne comme une ligne de temps, et on se dessine dans le présent. Ça, c'est juste, voilà, un ruse. En fait, on va juste mettre sur le papier tout ce qu'on a dans la tête, des choses qu'on a envie d'écrire un peu en mode journal, sauf qu'en fait, on va les placer sur la page selon comment ça se situe dans le temps par rapport à nous, à ce moment d'instant présent. J'avoue que là, j'ai fait un truc qui est un peu moche, mais en fait, on s'en fout. Mais chacun, après, fait comme il veut. Là, j'ai vraiment j'ai fait des lignes qui avaient peut-être pas lieu d'être. Là, j'ai fait une ligne qui, bon. Mais voilà, c'est juste que tu le mets comme ça. OK. Yes, I was saying in English, in French, that like I'm showing, I put some lines that I don't know why I did this line. This kind of exercise is just a way of like journaling, free writing, but just in some way keeping the control of observing how time also have a role to play, because we often leave things as they are in the present, but maybe they don't all belong to the present. Okay, timer. It can be also things you need to do, things you want to do. Okay, 20 seconds to go. Okay, So this exercise that we just did is a way of like journaling around the presence, because and the result change every time you do from day to day. But if you place your journaling like words or thoughts on a temporal line, maybe you see maybe today are more in the past or more in the future. And often, I don't know if it's the case, but often we realize that in the present moment there are not as many questions that we think often. So we are going to the second to last exercise about this like back to school way of starting, like instead of doing list of things we want to do, today we are using the graphic journal as a way of navigating the desire. So we started with some awareness, self-awareness, self-observation, and then we try to put also some honesty around the fact that how we see ourselves, we observe like inner self, but also the way we go in the world, and also the way we move through time with the last exercise. And so now it's like the pièce de résistance of the class. It will be the desire for doing things or being things or meeting, I don't know. Fuel is a sort of fuel into doing things in life. It what make us act or change or evolve. And I guess that in the graphic journaling practice, it's nice to have like a way of recognizing this feeling, this desire. And of course, like we are in September, and this class, my idea was more about the practical things. It's not, when I talk about desire, it's not desire for somebody or like in a love way, but it's more like wanting to do something, taking action. What is for me was like mind-blowing once I don't remember, I must find where did anyway, it was like that what was anyway, I guess it was a book about meditation. I have like a blank mind anyway, and it was like the jealousy. Often when we feel jealousy, it's and anyway, again, I'm not talking about like love, jealousy around this, but jealousy around maybe another artist, maybe somebody that do something that you are like, I feel this hint of jealousy for the thing that this person has, or this job that this person have, or this kind of drawing, this kind of activity, I don't know. It's actually a sort of yes, I remember. Anyway, we put the reference in the replay. The jealousy is a sort of way that we can connect with the jealousy we feel, in order to know what we want. Because, for example, if I see my neighbor buying a new big car, I don't know the name of the cars, but a big car, black Batman style car, I will never feel jealousy, because I don't care, doesn't trigger any jealousy in me, because it's not something I long for. But for example, if I know an illustrator that do a New York cover, I will feel like maybe joy, but also like something like jealousy. And it was mind-blowing to read this back in the day, because I always said about me that I'm not jealous, but actually realize that we may be jealous about something. It's a cool way to also recognize that we have desire. And so what I would like for you to experiment in this next exercise is, do you feel that there are some people, some ways, some job, some achievement that make you jealous? Maybe it's some concept that it's new to you and you're like, I'm not, but just we will use this container, this timer, just to explore. And you can do it in 3 different ways. One is writing, if you feel like writing, and the other 2 is by drawing. And I was thinking about drawing a sort of outline self-portrait and represent the jealousy as it present to you in the exercise as something that you place on your body. It can be under the form of flame, or can be under the form of a weed, like ivy, like a botanical. You feel more like a botanical jealousy or more like a fire jealousy. But the idea was like that we draw a sort of body self-portrait, just the outline of the body. And then we start to explore, do I have jealousy? For who? What? Where do I feel this jealousy in the body? And you start drawing. I do an example, like maybe I choose to draw my jealousy under a botanical way, or flame, and maybe, okay, maybe I'm jealous about this illustrator doing this. Okay, this cover of the magazine. Okay, maybe I feel it here. So maybe I start drawing a leaf and I write a cover of a New Yorker. Or can I explore what I feel? Do I have other jealousy? Is there some other that popped to my mind? And so we use the drawing and we put in our body, and in the same time we represent it as something like a flame or like a botanical, something that can have different branches, can branch out. But if you don't feel like drawing, you can just write down. I think that the idea, like I like drawing flames and botanical, so I had this idea. But if you find other ways, you can also, you're free to do it. And I guess it's fun, even though jealousy is a very taboo feeling, emotion. But the graphic journal is our own private space in which we do whatever we want. And even if you want to play with this feeling, and it's true in the moment we do it, maybe it's not true tomorrow, maybe tomorrow this New Yorker cover doesn't trigger me this sort of jealousy, which we know it's a sort of desire. It's a desire undercover. But for now, we just stay in jealousy. Does it make sense? Okay, perfect. I say to myself that I stopped to ask this question, but I can't help myself. I always feel I don't make sense. Ok.
Posso chiedere solo una cosa? Perché
Certo.
io, cioè bisogna cominciare da una pagina nuova?
Sì, io direi di sì.
Perché io l'altra l'ho fatta nella stessa, vabbè, ho tutto un po' mischiato, allora vado in quella nuova, sì.
Allora, se tu, se non hai spazio, vai in quella nuova. Se tu dici no,
Così.
come vuoi, nel senso, se tu preferisci che ti senti più comfortable a fare, riempire tutti gli spazi, lo puoi fare lì. Se invece dici no, ma ho voglia di un po' sperimentare e prendere più spazio, la fai in una nuova. Tanto pure se lasci uno spazio in quella, nella pagina prima, poi magari la riempi con una cosa
Ah,
scritta dopo,
è vero, hai ragione, grazie, sì. Va
se
bene.
vuoi. Ok, let's go. I'm going to put like maybe 7 minutes, and if you need more, I'm going to add more time. And also, it's a sort of game. Just because you write down, I'm jealous around this person having the Batman car, or I don't know, doesn't mean that you hate this person, that you don't enjoy this person, or that you are not happy for this person having the Batman car or whatever. It's just like a way, it's more like an excuse to feel what we feel, and doesn't concern other people. We can, as Justine always say, our art is big enough to contain happiness for the other, but also exploring. Okay, go. You can, if you don't know from where to start, for example, I'm starting with pink, just doing a sort of shape of a body, so I can give myself the place to start to feel the feeling. Or you can start from the leaves or the flame and then add the body. We still have 1 minute. Do you need more time or so let's take still 2 minutes in this exercise, the exercise about desire, and we are just take yes 2 minutes to journal and write down an answer to the question what my jealousy tells me about my desires. So if you can maybe analyze or maybe see behind the meaning of the things you put, like in your jealousy, because, for example, for the car, if you are jealous of the Batman car, maybe it's not about the car, maybe it's about freedom to move, maybe it's about I don't know, like doesn't have to, maybe there is some other things to go and find and observe. So 2 minutes to tell what your jealousy tell you about your desires. Okay, so now that we explored our desires and our jealousy, I don't know if you did the version with the botanical or flame or both. I did both. I started with the botanical and then I put fire on my leaves. It's we are going to the last part of the exercise for this back to school class, graphic journal class. So we in this class we have touched like seeing clearly the awareness and also trying to be honest about who we are, like the part that we want to push forward, but we are also the part that we want to hide in the cave, the unlovable part. And then when we did the exercise of finding lovable in the unlovable and the other way around, like we can be honest and realize that we can be both, and it's very cool to be like well-rounded. And then so we talk about the presence and the desire. Now, before we say goodbye, we are going to do a drawing exercise. Yes, drawing exercise. Maybe you want to take a new page, because often what we do in the graphic journal is that not always, but we can use also this final exercise as a reminder for the whole month of the intention we set, and we often you can take a picture of your page and use it as a background of your telephone so that you always see it. So we are going to maybe find maybe two, even three, but the top two of the desire that you put on the jealousy page. Maybe you can like highlight them, 1, 2 to 3 desire that you find. Maybe some jealousy hint that you have, they come back to the same desire, maybe, and maybe it can surprise you. Anyway, when you like the last exercise we did, what your jealousy tell you about your desire, maybe probably there you have a list of few desires, and the exercise will be: we draw a vase at the bottom of the page. We draw a vase, and we start by drawing a leaf with one of the desire that you choose, and then for each desire that you put from the leaf, we are going to make like a blossom other leaves, and each leaves inside we are going to write down things that we think are connected, action we want to take, balance we can put into our life in order to make this desire going. I don't know, is it clear, or do you need an example?
Se ho capito bene, sono i rami che non
Sì.
sono una parola. Ah, ok, ho capito tutto, ok.
Okay, because like for every desire, maybe there are some action that we know we can take in order to make this desire happen, and doesn't have to be the perfect action. Maybe it's something that seems like mundane, like, yes, of course, I want the Batman car, and maybe because my desire is to be more free of movement, so maybe my next action will be maybe not buy a car, but buy a bicycle or having a Metro card, or I don't know, or plan a schedule in my week for just roaming around and taking walks. Like sometimes a car is not a car. Maybe sometimes a car is just, maybe I just want to having morning walk. I don't know. This is this kind of exercise by putting leaves and branches, and you can explore this. Okay. 3 minutes. Okay. How is it going, everyone? So cool also because like the soul profile picture, like everybody did this, but I also can see the profile picture of Soul doing this. So I like it. I hope you had a nice Sunday, a nice graphic journal club, that it wasn't like too specific, but in the meantime too abstract, because I didn't want to apply this kind of like September list goal making exercise into something too much precise. But yeah, you can share your page if you want. It's not an obligation. There is the chat on Patreon in which we can share our pages. I'm going to take a picture and start. And I will also post the replay like as soon as possible, so you can revisit it if you want to doing some of the exercises again. And in the Patreon chat, we can also like stay in touch, and I will see you like at the end of the month. We have the introvert session, which is like just 1 hour body doubling, maybe one prompt, but everybody, they do their own graphic journaling. Maybe we use just one prompt, but it's more like free drawing, but just hanging out together like we are doing here. And yeah, I guess it's everything. Okay, well, perfetto. It was nice to see you. And
Thank you so much.
ciao.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Thank
coming
you.
to the live
Bye-bye.
class.
Bye bye.
Ciao,
Bye,
ciao.
everyone.
Grazie, ciao.
Ciao.